hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
We are finally welcome viewers to Well Talk Show. Everything hello remains be your host, and also I have the ladies in the studio. All right, I have Cheryl. Do you mean you are looking fabulous?
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Shirley. I always call you doctor. Hey, Jen, how you doing, ladies?
Don't worry.
Yeah, so as Dr. Shirley just mentioned, I am Sherelle D. Mims. I am the founder of Global Caregivers Network and the CEO of Global Caregiver Speakers. These are wonderful platforms on Facebook. You can join us, become a member, befriend us, be friends with us, right? We're good people. And listen, it's all about caregivers, Global Caregivers Network, and Global Caregiver Speakers. We have a wonderful event that's coming up on April the 8th, this Saturday. Join us. It's called For the Love of Caregiving Summit, the April edition 2023. You do not want to miss it. Join us this Saturday. And thank you so much, Dr. Shirley. Jen,
Yes,
Thank
good
you
job.
too. Thank you
good.
too for
Back to you.
sharing that.
Good.
All right, I
Jen,
also another amazing lady in Jenny.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right,
host
Jenny.
Shirley. So happy to be here. I am just too through. Guests, audience, friends, family. For those of you who don't know me, I am Jennifer McNeil, owner of Get Fit with Jen, which is an aerobic walk program. Although I developed it for anyone 50 and older, because I am 70, and I have included some safety precautionary measures in my sessions. Anybody could do it. And this is special to me because, like many of you, I've retired and I am embarking on a new career at 70. Come join this journey with me. You can join my community walk page. It is called Purposeful Walking on Facebook. I am also on Instagram at Stripe, Strength, and Lipstick, which is the title of my military memoirs. Yeah, I'm a veteran as well. Join me. And I am so happy to be here. And we got a great show in store for you today. I am Jennifer, and you can call me First Skirt if you want. That's my old military handle. It doesn't matter. I'll get you. Back to you, Shirley.
All right. Thank you. It's always amazing to have you ladies on the show, and without you, wouldn't go, any better than this. All right. So together we have our priority. Well, if you don't well talk show with our expert guest on the show to help show you how you can impart healthy life for you. Inspiring, educative, and of course entertaining. Pad and pen because there's going to be a whole lot you need to take note so you can use to help you or help the next person close to you. And also make sure you like our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching us on YouTube, on Instagram. The show at 5 p.m. West. And Floyd, that is partner with us to share this broadcast to as many groups and as many friends that you may have, because you never know somebody that you may be saving life by sharing this broadcast. So please share this broadcast all groups that you know. So today we know that the World Health just Day celebration will be happening. But for us, with the Sunday, get your mind prepared and also know when tomorrow comes what you're getting into, what the celebration is all about. So every
Mm-hmm.
year on the 7th of April, the world comes together to celebrate World Health Day. So this day is dedicated to highlighting the importance of health and every individual around the world. Today, we have a guest in the house that will take us to what this day is all about. And also, health, the World Health for All, health for all. So the inequalities and all of that will start tomorrow. So let's see what and what all need to do to prioritize our health and that cycle continues and robs every health. So before we go on, we'll go on a quick
Are you
break.
looking for a way to improve your lifestyle and find balance in your life? If so, then you need to check out the Stay Fit and Well Talk show. This educational package will help you learn how to live a healthy lifestyle and make the most of your life. We cover a wide range of topics on the show, including fitness, nutrition, mental health, and more. You can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday at 6 p.m. WAT, 12 p.m. EST. So if you're looking for a way to improve your life and get healthy, be sure to tune in to the Stay Fit and Well Talk show.
We're back.
Welcome back. So today we will be discussing with our guests World Health Day for tomorrow. This to it down home for you what tomorrow is all about and how you can get involved. So right now, we're about Jennifer. We're taking it away
Yes.
from here.
Are we ready for the introduction of our phenomenal guest now? Yes?
Yes. Come
Okay.
on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we have Dr. Lolita Gibson, who is a native of Chicago, Illinois, and currently resides in Rio Vista, California. She is a seasoned nursing professional and leadership development educator who brings simplicity to complexity. She operates at the nexus of nursing education and leadership innovation. Dr. Gibson started her nursing career in Chicago, Illinois at Prairie State College, receiving an associate degree in nursing. And I'm going to skip all of this because we already know that she is a doctor. So much stuff, just a lifetime of education.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to start at that point. Dr. Gibson received a doctorate in higher education and leadership from North Central University. She is currently an education specialist at the national level, working with the Veterans Administration in the Office of Policy. Still more stuff. I am so impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Gibson is a cross functional leader who is adept at catalyzing change and facilitating initiatives with the ability to leverage challenging opportunities while mentoring many. That is a mouthful. And for those of you who are like me and are somewhat analytical, it just tells me that she uses her God given education and experience to help motivate, encourage, and build others up. What a wonderful person for World Health Day,
Mm-hmm.
don't you think?
Yes.
Yes, I'm not done yet. Before joining the VHA, Dr. Gibson served as a dean of nursing, director of nursing, and an esteemed professor of nursing. Throughout her career and in her personal life, she has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to creating equitable access to opportunity for healthcare professionals and nursing students. Dr. Gibson contributes her success to untiring faith in the belief that all things are possible to him that believe. Fellow guests, co hosts, please join me in welcoming my friend and today's guest, Dr. Coheed. I was going to combine your name, Lord girl. Forgive me. Dr. Casey Lolita Gibson.
Yay! Welcome, Dr. Gibson. Unmute.
You muted, Casey.
Okay.
Oh, am I
All
muted?
right.
Okay. Wait a minute.
That's it. You
There you
good
go.
now?
Oh, you can hear
Yes,
me now?
have you on
Okay,
the
Yes.
great.
show.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for that wonderful introduction, Jennifer. It's a pleasure to be here with you ladies.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you.
It is. It is.
And so, with everything that's going
Yeah,
on with
right.
the
Is health news for you, Cheryl. Your
wonderful,
time
listen,
starts now.
we know that there's a little delay with StreamYard. However, we're going to keep this thing going, right? So, what's
Okay.
going on today in health news for you? First of all, we're going to talk about the history and the significance of the World Health Day. Did you know that the World Health Day was celebrated on April 7th, 1950? Making tomorrow is going to be the anniversary of the founding of the World Health Organization, which is WHO. This day was established to raise awareness about global health issues and promote better health for all. Since then, the WHO, or the World Health Day, has been celebrated every year with a different theme aimed at highlighting specific health issues and encouraging action towards improving global health. Now, I just want to put an exclamation point right there for a minute. We know that your health is vital.
Mhm.
I always say we want to eat to live and not live to eat. Am I
Mhm.
right about it? I'm just putting that out there because a lot of us are eating to living to eat,
Mhm.
right? And we want to reverse that. We want to live, eat to live. We want to eat to live.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, the significance of the World Health Day, lies in this ability to bring together people from all across the world to
Mhm.
just raise awareness about having your health issues. We got what? Hypertension, diabetes, congestive heart failure, asthma, all these different health issues across the world. So it all depends on your healthy lifestyle. It serves as a reminder that health is a universal right and everyone deserves access to quality health, and it plays a part every year, a significant role in advancing global health initiatives and improving health outcomes for millions of people across the world. Listen, tomorrow we're celebrating this day, but today, every day is World Health Day. Remember that. Take care of yourself. Make yourself the priority
Mhm.
every day. Take care of you. And that's your world news health for today. Health news for you. Thank you so much for that. Take care of you and eat to live.
Amazing.
Eat to live. I like that.
Eat to live.
So very much, yeah, bringing us up to speed what the World Health Day is all about and how it started, and of course the significance of the day, what it means to every one of us. And like you all rightly shared, we all should it to live. So
Eat to
I think
live.
that's go back, see how we work on that, let it reflect in our lives pertaining to our health. All right, Dr. Casey, can you tell us who
Okay, I think I heard you ask me to tell you a little bit about
your
myself.
journey
Is
to
that
who
correct?
you are today?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, okay. Well,
Yes, ma'am.
As Jennifer already told you, I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for over 30 years. I specialize now in education, being an education specialist at the VA. I am also a mentor to mentee, and I serve that role vividly because it's near and dear to my heart. I wish I had a good mentor during the time that I was in nursing or trying to become a nurse. I am family oriented, Christian based, and I love what I do, and that is to educate others in the world of nursing and healthcare and fitness.
Good.
Awesome. Awesome. Share. Sometimes that you with Jennifer and said, no, what you think is not true. So I'm here. Let me be the one that yes just said is true. So that's why I gave you the opportunity to know if I was saying was true. Jennifer,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Jennifer, over to you. Jennifer, can you hear me, Jennifer?
Yes, I can hear you. You. Oh, I can ask a
Okay,
question
go
now.
ahead with your question.
Okay, well, sure. Well, you
Yes,
kind of
ma'am.
told us, Lo- uh, Casey. You kind of shared with us that mentoring is something that you're very passionate about, and as it is one of mine as well. And I know my when I reflect back when I was in the classroom, when the light bulb went out in my students' faces was the best kind of feeling that I could receive. Talking about mentoring, can you share with us an experience that kind of solidified that that is your purpose, that that is what you're supposed to be doing?
Well, the experiences that I've had, I now understand why I went through those experiences. At the time, I thought they were, very, bad experiences. Why is it happening to me? And things of that nature. But as people began to draw to me with their issues and difficulties and all types of problems, whether they be marital or um, coworker issues and things like that. And I was able to offer good advice
Mhm,
or give them food for thought, is what I like to call it.
mhm,
Giving them food for thought. Then it finally clicked. I said, okay, so that's why I went through what I went through when I was 20, 30, 40 years old, because I'm able to regurgitate sound reasoning as to why things may be happening to one,
mhm.
and to let them know that there is a light at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel. And as my mom always told me, tough times don't last, tough people do.
Mhm,
And so
mhm,
this has been the guiding light. And as people will constantly be drawn to me for one reason or another, and I was able to share experiences with them and
mhm.
testimonies and things like that, that let me know that this is what I'm to do. This was my calling.
There you go. He'll do it, won't he?
Yes, he'll do it. Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that. We all have different type of manifestations in our lives. And I often tell people you have to learn to recognize them. Don't just let something happen and you forget about it. Learn to recognize it, whether it is to give back, to just feel it inside and embrace it and say thank you. And for that, and that's what you were doing today. You were telling us that this is something that I really enjoy doing. And you shared with us how it manifested itself to you. I really appreciate that. Well, we know that we got you on our show because it is World Health Day. We would like for you to share with us that as a former active caregiver, when you think of World Health Day for all, what comes to mind to you?
Wow, thank you for that question. Well, health for me, health for all means that health should be considered a right for everyone, regardless of their differences, like gender preferences, wealth, or lack of it. And of course, skin color. Instead of just being one of the ways to get there, it should be as a goal of economic growth and well being for all. We can begin by freeing society of health disparities.
Mm-hmm,
And that's what it's all about,
mm-hmm,
reaching everyone, giving everyone the same consideration and the same opportunities, no matter what their situation may be.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, awesome. Great response. All right. Well, I really just,
You know
I
what?
mean,
Can
I
I
could
just
go on.
piggyback on Jan? I just
Yes.
want to piggyback on something that just want to interject for a minute. What
Mm-hmm,
Doctor was saying about everyone should receive the health. You know, at one time when you would go through the ER, if you didn't have insurance, they was not accepting you as a patient.
mm-hmm,
So I just want to interject that they had all of that has changed because they have to take care of the people. We cannot just let people just lay on the sidewalk and step over them. So
mm-hmm,
they had instituted a law. Can't remember the exact year, but I think it was back in the late 70s, maybe early 80s, where they had to institute every patient is to be seen when they come through the ER.
mm-hmm,
Right.
And we're not talking about just no insurance either. Everyone it has a right to receive health, uh, has the right to receive quality service, no matter what it is, right in the ER, because everything stems in the ER. They the first ones to see the patient before they come to the floor. So I thank legislature for putting this through. That no matter what your disparity is, that you can be seen in the ER. And I just
mm-hmm,
want to put that out there. Thank you so much. For those just thinking they cannot go to the ER because they do not have health insurance,
mm-hmm,
no. Go to the ER and you have a right as a person, as a patient to be seen by that physician, and they are to do everything in their humanly right to do to take care of you. I just
mm-hmm,
want to put that out there because a lot of people think because they don't have insurance that they cannot go to the hospital.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So thank you, doctor. And I just want to, let the people know. Yeah, take care of yourself.
That's
All
right.
right.
That's right. We appreciate that. That is awesome. Well, you can carry on, Sherelle. You have a question?
Very much, T, and
I
also Cheryl for bringing that
but you,
up. Before we take the next question, we'll
hey man.
go on a comment. All right.
Welcome back.
All right. Welcome back. So we have been discussing the World Health Day with our guest who has shared her view about the day and why it is important for every one of us to prioritize our health. In fact, health should develop for everyone, irrespective of your background and all of that. Cheryl that also shared sometimes people feel like, no, I can't get good health care because I don't have insurance and all of this. Go to
Mm-hmm.
your ER. That's the gate.
Hmm.
So thank you so much. We are getting right now. Um, I know Cheryl have a question. Cheryl, we can take off from here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Y'all is funny. Okay, so Dr. Casey, as nurse to nurse in healthcare, right? We both been through that COVID-19, that pandemic, and still going through it.
Yeah.
So since the post-pandemic, what would you say has been its impact on global health? You
Well,
know,
as you know, the coronavirus pandemic, it overpowered medical care system and frameworks all over the world.
sure did.
It affected the analysis and therapy of different infections. It caused burnout of healthcare workers and those working in healthcare facilities. And as would be expected, there was a lot of less social contact. Of course, there's social isolation through the lockdowns. There were lower diagnosis rates of infectious diseases like the flu, because coronavirus had taken over. And so it had also an effect on our school system, as some students are still lacking. So it definitely had a global effect throughout the world. And some things we're still working on. Also, some are still dealing with long COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know what? That is so true. That long COVID. Now that's something that came along when the COVID came in, that virus. We know it's a virus. It has to run its course. It's not really anything they can do about it. It has to do what it has to do. Now, what was some of the common global health issues that you
Ooh,
experienced in the hospital? You know, it's real what was going on. We all
right.
know this, and a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
have passed away because of this,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because of the coronavirus. So, what were some of the common global health issues that you seen while you was working, Dr. Casey?
Okay, the pandemic itself was at that time a common global health issue because it was a new threat. And because of that, we realize now that new threats can present to us every year. And that's why the vaccination campaigns are so important. Environmental factors is a common global health issue because of the storms, the floodings, the dry seasons, the contamination of the air. It's easier for sickness to spread across those types of gatherings. Uh, Environmental changes worldwide. Things are happening. I mean, it's our weather here in California speaks for itself. We've had weather like we've never had before. Other common global health issues, and I'm putting them all in certain categories. One of the biggest ones is the economic disparities and the access to health care. It is a well-known fact from WHO that uh, the Black populations and more indigenous populations were dying at alarming rates because of COVID. So other disparities are caused by the income inequality, which prevent individuals and families from obtaining the health care that they would otherwise be available to them. And they were, because of their status, they were not partaking in the healthcare as early as they should have. And to address some of these challenges, what we have to do as healthcare professionals, as the experts, we need to investigate the opportunities of these underrepresented populations and the indigenous regions of the world, to try and rectify this problem. Other things that are global common issues as far as that are the political factors. I don't want to bring that into it, but it's the truth. The problem of inadequate access to healthcare, it gets even worse because of the politics that are involved. The average person becomes more susceptible to diseases as the crucial infrastructure is destroyed during internal and external conflicts, such as the war in Ukraine. Um, Organizations like the WHO, World Health Organization, emphasized that solutions should aim to improve the migrant health or refugee health through efforts like organizing across borders to endorse some of these policies that bridge the short-term responses. Other, excuse me, another a big common factor or a big common global health issue are the non-communicable diseases. And according to the World Health Organization, we're talking about heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, and others. They're responsible for 70% of all the deaths worldwide. So, education is a key factor. Education helps people understand and change their lifestyle factors, such as poor diet, inactivity, tobacco use, alcohol consumption. When people know better, they do better. But sometimes they follow generation and generation families that never address these issues and they become the norm within their family. However, there is also a link between the prevalence of these non-communicable diseases and income level. And so, according to the WHO, low and middle income nations or countries account for about 85% of things like premature death caused by non-communicable diseases. And the last one that I'd like to group together is animal health, food sourcing, and supply. The well being of animals. We may think that it's minute, but it isn't. The well being of animals and humans naturally go hand in hand because animals are used for transportation, for drought power, clothing in developing areas, making the food chain through a clear link, irrigation, the use of pesticides, and the management of waste are also examples of agriculture practices. And right now, um, you know, when we talk about military exposures, we're talking about the burn pits and things of that nature, and the water, like at Camp Lejeune. All of these things play a key, significant world in our world, and that's why it's so important for us to promote health and wellness as best we can.
My goodness, Sherelle, before you ask the next question,
Absolutely.
I think it's a good time for maybe, and I'll refer back to our producer, Miss Shirley, that we do have a few questions that I think we can go ahead and ask Casey because her audience wants to know. The first question, Casey, is what is long COVID? And I'll be honest, that's the first time I heard that phrase together, so I'm interested as well. Can you share
Okay,
with us exactly what that is?
sure, absolutely. Long COVID is a result of someone that's had COVID, they've overcome COVID, but yet they still suffer from some of the diseases, such as some type of lung disease, or they are now dependent on oxygen. They might have had COVID last year, but they're still on oxygen. They've overcome the COVID, but some of the symptoms still persist.
Oh, okay. And that was posted by Wilma Bell. Thank you for
Oh,
that, Wilma. That's good insight, good listening skills here. My Toastmaster is coming out in me. Question from Lenora Hammond. She says, why is the subject of Black women and menopause so underrepresented in the health information accessible online and in the media? Mm,
well, again, we're talking about, as I talked in the beginning, about health disparities. We're talking about inclusion and equity, having access to it and being included. Now, in this world, there's well, in the United States, I can speak because that's where I've lived all my life. We know that we have a problem with diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're very diverse. We're a very diverse country, but does everyone have access?
mhm,
And then is everyone included? And when we
mhm,
talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, we know diversity is, do we have every all these different cultures within our nation? Yes, we
mhm,
do.
mhm.
Equity, does everyone have equal access to everything? No, they don't.
No.
Inclusion, Inclusion, well, I may just, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm a Black woman. So my concern are Black women, whereas someone of the Caucasian may feel like, well, they're not of my race or ethnicity, so I'm not concerned with them. And that's
Mhm,
where we get into trouble with the inclusion. We might as well call it exclusion, and
mhm,
um, we become a format of,
mhm,
for instance, let me give you this quick example. We tend to hire what we look like. So
mhm,
we tend to service what we look like and what we
mhm,
know, what we feel comfortable with. And that way many Black women are overlooked in that situation.
mhm,
Um, right now they're trying to improve that. It is a known fact, and the World Health Organization addresses it in one of their white papers. And so this is one of the things that we will continue to strive for.
mhm, mhm, mhm. You know, I really appreciate your response there, because disparity in all aspect of services, whether it's physical or emotional, it occurs.
Hmm.
It actually does. And one of the things that you brought up that I just never really took into consideration was the animal health aspect. And when you said it, the first thing I thought about was the companionship that I get from my animals, and
Hmm.
and how much money I didn't spent last year, for eye surgery. And I'm like, my God, she's absolutely correct. From that perspective, because it has a lot to do with my self care. When I'm down, he comes and snuggles next to me. When I
Hmm.
want to go for a walk to clear my head, I say, come on, let's go. So he gives me companionship as well as safety. So that's a very good point. I appreciate you sharing
Hmm.
that. And we have one more question before I relinquish the mic back over to Sherelle and Shirley is, do individuals ever recover from long COVID? And this again is from Wilma Bell.
Well, that's on an individual basis. I have seen persons that have had the very severe COVID
Mm-hmm,
and they recovered and doing well. I have seen those with very severe COVID that still 2 years later are still suffering from lingering effects. It
mm-hmm,
can become very debilitating to where
mm-hmm,
they can never work again, and
mm-hmm,
they can't do normal activities. I was just watching something on Good Morning America, I think it was this morning, when they were talking about long COVID and the long term effects of it.
mm-hmm,
And so myself, I am a COVID survivor times two, and I am blessed that I have not had any experiences with long COVID. And so, like I said, it's very debilitating disease. And so, um, it's hard to say, and I think we're too new into it to even determine how long this is going to last. I know one person personally that's been suffering for the last 2.5 years with
mm, mm.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Sherelle?
I mean, this conversation can go on and on and on, right? Because we still right now are in the post pandemic, and I'm telling you, you have to remember things become a residual. Remember that we have a lot of residual COVID going on. I don't care what everyone else is doing. I am still wearing my mask. Why? Because this thing is still going on. I'm literally calling it a thing because that's what it is. It came from out of nowhere, right? So do as you will, but like we just said, you want to be healthy and do the right thing to protect yourself, right? I am still in the industry in the hospital, so I am still dealing with patients and they are still getting hit with the COVID.
Absolutely.
So take care of yourself by any means necessary. So this want to ask you one question before we go on break, Dr. Casey. Can you share with us some steps that the individual can take to prioritize their health?
You mean
Just
like
some simple steps they can take to keep themselves healthy. I know water
oh,
is one. What else would you
oh yeah.
recommend, Dr. Casey?
If they smoke, they need to stop. They need to increase try to, if they have access to healthy foods and physical activity. Prevent the use of excessive alcohol, promote lifestyle changes and disease management. Um, they need to provide healthy snack options, clean out your closet, clean out your pantry, as far as unhealthy snacks.
Mhm.
Um, Hold walk and talk meetings, provide in office fitness classes, um, get a gym membership. Uh,
Mhm.
Offer, what institution can do is offer flexible work hours when possible, offer incentives for employees who walk or bike to work. I know at the VA we have health work health committee and or a whole department that focuses on whole health, because whole health is just not about your body. It's about you taking the time to relax, you taking the time to be stress free. It means washing your hands frequently, eating more vegetables instead of grabbing that bag of chips, staying active. And Jennifer does an excellent job with her videos, and I look at it and I say, oh, wow, I need to be doing that right with her, but I have something else to do. No, you need to stop and take that time, and do that workout. Talk to your doctor. Don't be afraid to make an appointment. Tell your doctor the truth. So many times the patient would not tell the doctor the truth, but the nurse comes in and you want to unload on the nurse,
Yeah.
and so you need to have that conversation with your doctor. Try not to change everything at once. Pick one thing, stick to it, and change. For
Yep.
instance, if you smoke, say you smoke, you bad with potato chips, you don't exercise, pick one thing, stop that, then move to the next.
Mhm.
Because when you try to do it all at once, you
Mhm.
become discouraged easily.
Mhm.
Change your environment if you have to.
Mhm.
Change your environment. Schedule new habits into your life, like taking that walk or they have all types of exercise. Now, you can exercise while you're sitting in a chair.
Yes.
Okay. Buy a cookbook or get access to a cookbook that have healthy recipes, and things of that nature. So there are a lot of things that we can do, but we must get enough sleep. We must drink plenty of water, and we must find time to relax, because stress is um, is the epitome of most illnesses that are around today. That includes cancer, heart disease,
Mhm.
diabetes. Okay, so we need to deal with that everyday stress.
Mhm. Good stuff.
Beautiful.
Good stuff
Thank you
there.
so much, Dr. Casey. And you know what? Because I just talked about stress
Awesome.
management about a week ago. Go ahead, Dr. Shirley. Yes. Beautiful.
Yes, yes. Thank you so very much, Dr. Kessie. Being an educator, you have, just given us all that we needed, to deal with this topic that we had at hand. So thank you so very much once again. So for viewers out there, you have heard it. These are some of the things and many more that you can do to help you help your health be more healthier. Okay, before we go on a break, because we are moving very quickly to the next segment, we want to appreciate those that has been with us on the show, and I'll
Yes.
give Jenny the privilege to do that. Jenny, please can we recognize and appreciate this
Okay, you want me to
powerful
you I
guests that we
well
have
we're
on the other
hearing
side? Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
would you like for me to read the comments?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, if we hear from
Yes, ma'am.
Elizabeth Green, who's also a whole employee health at the VA Martinez. She's on today. Cynthia Mobley Howe says, I love that. Whole health. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Dr. Gibson, great information. Thank you. Awesome. Good stuff. Great job, ladies. We appreciate that. And Leonora Helm Hammond says, excellent observations. Thank you, Dr. Gibson. Oh, I love this. We appreciate all the comments that we have this morning. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Okay, so thank you everyone for chiming in and also contributing. I see that there's one more question. When we come back, we'll look at that, Jennifer. So let's go on.
Welcome to Passion Home Health Services, LLC, a home health care with a heart of passion, providing hands-on patient care whenever and wherever you need. As a primary home health provider, we are focused to achieve optimum level of health and recovery for both patient and their families. With over 3 decades of experience, we are committed to providing you with the best home care through exceptional services tailored to your needs. We bring professional home health care to your doorstep. Contact us today.
All right, welcome back. It has been an amazing time with Dr. Kes. A lot about organization, what we can do as individuals to help our health staff. And now it is time for us to extend the 6 minute journey. All right, Jennifer, are you ready?
Thank you, Shirley. I appreciate that. This is where I get to talk about something. So a couple of weeks ago, I shared with you guys a copy of my last book, Maneuvering Through Life's Challenges, Choices, and Change. And I spoke from the book at that time as well. So today I'm going to share March's quote, and it is, anything's possible if you got enough nerve. Anything is possible if you have enough nerve. How thought provoking is that? Have you ever established a challenge and really thought about it and said to yourself, you know what, I can't do that. I can't do that because you really didn't think it through? If you have enough nerve, then that will allow you to start thinking, how am I going to get there? You take that I don't have enough nerve and you turn it into a strength. And for me, if there's something I want to do, I am going to look at it and say, what does success look like to me? When you break it down and you really look at it and think about it, then you're telling yourself, you know what? That's doable. I do have enough nerve. I can do this. And then you take it one step further. You identify the steps, you develop a strategy to make it happen. Does it take nerve to develop a strategy? No. You've already identified what success looks like to you. From that point, you decide, how are you going to get there? What are the steps needed to make it happen? And as I stated earlier, knowing how and when to recognize those interval achievements. Because let's face it, before you meet that successful goal, that big picture, you're going to meet some middle milestones getting there. And you recognize that. And that empowers you. And that takes, I can't do it, I don't have the nerve to do it, out of the picture. You throw that away because now you developed a plan. Now you have a strategy. Now you have a purpose to go with your passion. Those are my encouraging, motivating words for you this week. Set your goal, identify your plan, make it happen, and recognize, acknowledge those interval pursuits that you achieve along the way. That's 10 Minutes with Jen. You guys have a great day. Back to you, Shirley.
Okay,
So,
so I'm gonna then make it happen. Thank you so very much, because it's one thing to set your goals is another quality by making it happen. So let's get into action with our goals. The year is about 4 now time to get that plan. So go into action. And Jenny has just
Mhm.
shared with us in minutes with Jen. All right, so that takes
Wonderful.
us to the next segment with Cheryl Gill. Right, the
Yeah.
fun segment. Cheryl, are you
Wonderful.
ready?
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the wonderful audience, those that's chiming in with us. Thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Casey, now I know you have been in the business for a while. You say 30 plus years. So I know you have some memorable moments, right? Can you just share with us one of your most memorable moments? And then with that being said, can you add in a fun fact with that? Because you know what? It's a lot going on, Dr. Casey. We all know this. But share
Yes.
with us one of your most memorable moments that you had.
One of my most memorable moments was actually with my first teaching job
Mm,
in a nursing program. I had a dean. She was white. She was younger than me, and I went to her. I had received a very negative comment from a colleague, a senior colleague, because I had to write a test, and she felt like the test was invalid. Who wrote this test? It's not this, it's not that, and she crushed my little feelings. That dean told me, she said, "Let me explain something to you. If you are a person of color, if you are going to stay in this field, you need to put your feelings in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Put your feelings in your pocket, get what you can learn from this person, and keep it moving."
Mm-hmm.
And so that has stuck with me. And I find myself telling people that, or telling colleagues that, telling uh, uh, nursing students that till this day. That
Mm-hmm.
was one of the things. And from that, that helped me to understand this one saying: you cannot adjust the wind, but you can adjust the sail.
There you
And
go.
so when someone does something to you that may appear offensive to you, if that person has the knowledge that you're trying to achieve, then you need to get close. Forget all of that stuff. Get what you need to get and get out. That's it. That's it.
that is so.
Yeah. Yeah. That was,
I,
she told me, she said, "You use her. Use her. Use her. She won't even know she's being used, but use her."
exactly.
And then that gave me a different perspective. And that's what I've been doing throughout my career.
Mm-hmm.
That is wonderful. You know what, Dr. Casey, I just love you, sis. You is on point. Because you know what? That was a learning experience for all of us going through nursing school. And not
Mhm.
just nursing school, but just in any college, any kind of
Mm-hmm.
high school, middle school, whatever. It
Right.
always appears to be an instructor that want to
Mm-hmm.
just come down on you kind of hard. But
Hmm.
that could be because they know that you have this on the inside of you, right?
Exactly.
To be what you
Exactly.
want to be. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we kind of slack off a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm gonna remember that. I remember that anyway because going through nursing school, baby. Hello,
Yes.
it was not a joke, baby. I did a whole care plan, and she nope, that ain't it.
That's
Okay,
not it. Yeah,
but get what you
I've
want.
returned several myself, and now the NCLEX has gotten even more difficult because now they only have 145 questions, and they're all select all that applies. So
Mm-hmm.
they have this new thing called NGN or something like that. It's something brand new that they're doing
Mm-hmm.
now, and it's stumping quite a few people because I have a couple of people that I am tutoring now that have failed the NCLEX a couple of times.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow, I'm sorry to hear that. But
Mhm.
anyway, but that all of that being said, they still got to make fun out of it because you
Yeah,
know what? The knowledge
exactly.
is in them. We have
Knowledge
been
is
taught.
knowledge.
The
It's
knowledge
there.
is there.
Yeah.
So, what is a fun fact then? Since you remember that so well, what is a fun fact after all of that? After being crushed, what was a fun fact?
um, well, the fun fact is just living, living, making time to relax, enjoying
Mm-hmm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I travel a lot, like my buddy Jen, like Jennifer. every opportunity I get. I travel. My husband tells me all the time, you just drag me all over the world. He said, sometimes I wonder, how did I even get here? But just in making the best of each and every day,
Mhm.
because you never know. You don't have to be sick to leave this earth.
That's right.
No, and
That's right.
so just making the best out of out of life, acknowledging who you are and whose you are, making
Mhm.
those right choices, um, understanding that every action does not necessitate a reaction. Um, just observe it,
Mhm.
living life, living life.
That's it right there. That's it. That's definitely a fun fact. So,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it from Dr. Lacey herself, Dr. Casey. There's been a lot going on today. Dr. Shirley, I'm going to give it back over to you. We're going to go into our concluding segment. Dr. Casey, you have been giving us some wisdom today, some words of encouragement. So, we just want to end this way and ask you this. Can you give us some final words of wisdom to share with the viewers?
sure. Well, the first one is put your feelings in your pocket. The second one would be watch what you say.
Mhm.
Speak what you want to come into existence.
Mhm.
Any negative thing can be turned into a
Mhm.
positive thing.
Mhm.
Remember, you cannot adjust the wind, but you can adjust the sail.
Mhm.
What does that mean? You can't you cannot adjust someone else's thoughts or how they feel about you, but you can adjust the way that you respond to them.
That's right.
They expect us to react one way. Don't give them that. Don't give in to that.
Mhm.
Stay prayed up, keep God first,
Mhm.
and you can have what you say.
That's right.
Well, that is good. Thank you so much for that. Like they say, that's a wrap. But before we wrap up, Dr. Casey, because you definitely have some information on the inside of you, how can the people connect with you?
Mhm.
My email address is lolitagibson@outlook.com, and that's LOLEA, T like in Tom, Gibson, GIBSON, @outlook.com.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Thank you so
And
much for
I'm
this.
on Facebook and I'm on LinkedIn and Instagram.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Casey. I mean, you have given us so much information today. I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Shirley because we're going to close out in a minute, but we are going to give some final words of wisdom. We appreciate you taking out the time of your schedule, Dr. Casey, to come join us today and share what you have for the people for World Health Day. Thank you so much, Dr. Casey.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for having me. It was my pleasure.
Our pleasure for you coming. Thank you. Dr. Shirley, take
Yes,
it
it has
away.
been an amazing time with you, Dr. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. It has been an amazing time, and I have of the educator herself. When there's a difference when you have, an educator, in the house, you will get more insight about any discussion. So thank you so very much, ma'am. So
You are so
keep
welcome.
your fit. So if there's any other thing in my pocket from this moment henceforth, so I can use that, look out for a better thing in that person so I can use scale. All
Thank you,
right, so
Casey.
I would
You are
like
so welcome.
Cheryl, share your words of wisdom, and Jennifer will close us out. Cheryl.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. This has been a very informative, educational, all of those adjectives that you want to put in there because we definitely need to always be what? Open minded and to receive information, education, and to be informed to make the best decision in our lives, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So God, He just wants us to make the best decisions. And with everything that's going on around us,
Mm-hmm.
We have to be ever so careful. So my words of wisdom is this: take care of yourself, make yourself the number one priority. I don't care what's going on around me. Sherelle is number one. I'm number one. I'm still going into places with the mask on. They looking at me, Sherelle, I don't care what y'all talking about because I'm telling you, this thing is still lingering out here, right? And so we in the hospitals, we still have to wear the mask,
Yeah.
especially like in the ER part. Then I'm in a closed area with the mentally challenged. So we definitely have our mask on as well. So I want to just say this. So with everything that's going on, there's only four kind of caregivers or four kind of people in the world. I've been a caregiver for over 20 plus years. I stopped counting after 20. You know what I'm saying? And so my favorite thing that I'm doing now is with the mental health patients.
Mm.
I love what I do. I've been called to do it. I've been doing it for the last 10 or 15 years now, and I love it. You know what I always say? Everyone want to cast away the mental health patients.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know someone that's having a mental challenge. Listen, don't cast them away. Don't cast them away. Find out what's going on with them and how can you be of service to them. How can you be of
Exactly.
service? How can you be of
Exactly.
service?
Yes.
We all
Yes.
talk about, I'm a servant, I'm this, I'm that. Well, do it. Do what you have been called to do. I know this is my lane of brilliance,
Mm-hmm.
to talk and deal with the mentally challenged patients. This is my calling. This is why I have the Global Caregivers Network and Global Caregiver Speakers. This weekend, we're going to have a plethora of speakers that's going to come to the stage and share their story regarding uh, dementia, Alzheimer, whatever their family experience is, taking care of a loved one. Connect with us this weekend. Go on the Facebook page, Global Caregivers Network or Global Caregiver Speakers. Get your complimentary ticket and come join us. We're going to start at 9 a.m. this Saturday. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But one thing I want you, if you didn't hear anything else today, take care of who? You. There's only four kind of people in this world, or four kind of caregivers, as Rosalind Carter would say. You're either a caregiver, you're going to be a caregiver, you have been a caregiver, or you're going to need a caregiver. And one thing you do not want to need is a caregiver. This is why World Health Day is very important. Take care of you. That's my story, as Les Brown would say, and I'm sticking to it. Those are my words of wisdom, baby.
And
Take care of
Sherelle, I
you.
just wanna I just wanna piggyback on one thing that you say real quick.
Sure.
Because mental health is one of my specialties too. We are all just one event away from mental health. So we need to keep that in mind. And some of us are suffering in silence. So keep that in
Absolutely.
mind. Hmm.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Casey.
Sure.
I sure do appreciate the information that we learned today. Today truly was an informative meeting. Shirley, Sherelle, and our special guest, my friend Casey, thank you for taking time to share with us information as we discussed World Health Day. As we leave and get busy with our lives, I just want you to remember that self care is number one. Stay fit and well. My mantra is it is always your pace, your effort, and your time. And by saying that, that opens the door for you to say no when you need to say no, because that is a form of self care as it will. We would like to welcome you to come back next Thursday, same time, same place, for the Stay Fit and Well talk show. And with that being said, I'm going to say adieu. You guys have a great afternoon. And I would like to say bye. See you next
Bye.
week.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us.
Are you looking for a way to improve your lifestyle and find balance in your life? If so, then you need to check out the Stay Fit and Well Talk show. This educational package will help you learn how to live a healthy lifestyle and make the most of your life. We cover a wide range of topics on the show, including fitness, nutrition, mental health, and more. You can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday at 6 p.m. WAT, 12 p.m. EST. So if you're looking for a way to improve your life and get healthy, be sure to tune in to the Stay Fit and Well Talk Show.